Oh, this is the coolest jumpy bit. Pun intended. Copy pasted it into Galaxy. Probably, you're right. Oh. Hey. What's going on here? I thought it was getting colder, but who would have thought that it would be all frozen? This is Azora Village, right? Why don't I see any then? Well, anyway, let's check things out. Let's find the Zoras. I think we can get up from here. Let's go. If you take it too quickly, wow, seriously? Thanks. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Oh, yeah, it is. Whoop. That happens. Oh, that's right. You take comprehensive fall damage. It's not always one heart. It depends on how far you fall. If you scream, you will die. Don't scream, get good, man up. Lol. Yeah, if only it was that easy. Look, I do it to this one too. Oh no! I hit the wall and it stopped my combo. Actually, Link is not mute. There's lots of evidence that points to him not being mute. A portal is opened up here too. We can finally warp. If you want to breathe the air of the world of light for a moment, let me know. I'll take you there. Let's warp. Combo breaker. This thing's been here for a while now, but it's still pretty hot. Okay, so he talks to people, obviously. How else would he be able to tell people that the kids were in Kakariko Village, right? Like, oh yeah, let me just take out my map and point and like write down that the kids are in Kakariko Village. I mean, maybe he could have done that, but I doubt it. The grunts are a really, really simple way of showing that he does have a voice. And he has to say yes and no somehow. Sign language, yeah, but not everyone knows sign language. Yeah, he could nod yes and no, and he could point to objects in a shop. But like, not all people are like really talkative. It's not like people are just going to like say, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah," this that the other thing, like without like you coming up to them and saying hello or asking a question of them, like besides grunting. Who knew that something so dangerous would come in handy? Alright then, Zoras are safe now, so let's go. Ice melted and restored the water flow to normal. Can we finally meet the spirit of Lake Hylia? That is not true, because in Wind Waker, Hylian is different than the language that people normally speak those days. Wait. I mean, it's the same kind of logic as there being a language like Common in like Dungeons and Dragons. Everyone can speak Common, but not everyone can speak Hylian. Please, you must allow me to thank you for revitalizing both my people and this spring, which is the water source for all the lands of Hyrule. Damn, that's quite a responsibility you guys have to keep this water clean, huh? In life, I was the elder Zora of the Zora village, and queen of my people. I was called Rutella. Like Ruto's daughter, like Ruto's great-great-great-granddaughter or something? Like, I don't know, dude, like, this is interesting. And not to be rude, but we didn't exactly do it for you guys. The Dark Ones, they raided this village as a message to my people, executed me before them. Young man, you who take the form of a proud beast, I have something to ask of you. When the Dark Ones descended upon my village, I sent my young one, Rallis, to Hyrule Castle in order to inform Princess Zelda of our fate. But I fear danger followed him from this doomed place. I feel it. His presence grows fainter to me all over time. But my time in this world has passed, and though I would give it gladly, I no longer have a life to risk in his rescue. Please, would you save my dearest Prince Rallis? If you do this thing, I will bestow upon you the protection of water. This power will grant you the ability to swim and respire in very deep water as if you were a Zora. Please, save my son. I mean, that's one way of looking at it, and it's not confirmed that this is the case. And sure, it could be Hylian just evolved to a point where old Hylian is not recognizable, but honestly, it does show that there is a language different. Actually, that was dropped like back in like 4th edition. Like there is no alignment language. That's a really, really old thing that you just mentioned right there. Alignment language? Whew. Oh, but now that I think about it, I don't suppose you should meet the Princess of Wolf. So, no hurry to return to the world of light then, huh? But that's not to say that, like, we can't compare it to real-world logic as well. I mean, English is a dominant language all over the world. There are so many different cultures that learn English along with their main language. Like, let's look at most of the Asian countries as a good example. Most of them learn English along with their main language, and some even learn more languages. Like Koreans learn Japanese and English along with Korean. This water should flow all the way down the lake, so why don't you just let it take you there? Because I don't want it to. Aren't you awake yet? Look, we got washed all the way down to Lycilia, just as I predicted, and it looks like we're right in front of the Spirit Spring to boot. Talk about lucky. Well, let's go, snap out of it, and let's get to the Spirit. I am the last of the spirits of light, consumed by Twilight. Hero, chosen one of the gods, you have done well to make it this far. Gather my scattered tears of light that were stolen by the shadow. Gather them in this. Okay. I am sure you know by now the forms that these dark insects take when they steal our light. In this shadow realm of Twilight, the insects are invisible, like the humans of this world. Collect my light, like the final cloud of twilight that threatens to convert all of Hyrule. There we go. Alright. That's possible too, but that doesn't explain how that Link is able to speak. If by that logic, we could just it could just be a telepathic language, but it's been shown that people's mouths move, so it's obvious they're speaking, just not what they're speaking. I missed it. Where is it? There it is. Oh. I did it dumb. It's never really shown, actually. I could try and maneuver the camera in a way that does it, but for the most part, the moving lips thing is not not something that happens that often, I guess. Like, you have to, be paying attention in order to see it in the first place on, normal people. Twilight Princess does it the most. Link does have lip movements, but I haven't noticed any particularly when he's conveying a thought. Which is interesting to say because yeah, when he was talking to the mayor of Orden and trying to tell him about the Gorons in Death Mountain, he just nodded. But how did he convey the message, or how did he convey that he was talking about the Gorons of Death Mountain without talking? Because that's not something you can